Okay, so we're still talking about, let me quickly just review this one. We're talking about reasons why businesses try to think about expanding internationally. One of the reasons is the push factor. And when we talk about push factor here, we're simply talking about domestic pressures from forcing firms abroad. So the pressure is from home. So you are pushing us out. You are pushing us out. That is push factor. And the first push factor we're talking about is saturated markets. If the market is saturated, it simply means sales in that market has reduced. There's no potential to increasing sales. Number one, the market has fully developed. So there's nothing new in the market. So you have to start thinking about selling abroad. The sales growth become very slow. The growth is not the same as it used to be. Then you have to think about selling abroad. The second push factor is competition. When domestic firms are unable to compete with each other, like you find it difficult to compete in that market. Or maybe you have to find a market that is less competitive so that you can thrive. The second one, price wars during profit or reduces profit margin. If firms in the market compete using prices, firms that are not efficient will find it difficult to thrive, to survive. So they have to start thinking about going elsewhere. That's why price war is not good. Because whenever there's price war, trust me, large firms tend to benefit from it most because they can exploit economies of scale. Large firms, I mean, they can exploit economies of scale. And because they can exploit economies of scale, you cannot exploit economies of scale. Then you become worse off. So price war it's difficult for smaller firms. They cannot survive it. So that might make them to think about going abroad. Do you understand the second push factor here? So firms seek less competitive market internationally. So the push factor is based on competition or market saturation. So these two things would push you out of your comfort zone. So you have to start thinking about where else can I sell aside the Libyan market, because the Libyan market is competitive. Oh, the Libyan market is saturated. So you cannot continue to stay in the Libyan market. You start thinking about selling elsewhere. Oh, maybe I should try Algeria. Maybe I should try Morocco. Maybe I should try Tunisia. Maybe I should try Malta. You start thinking about selling outside of the Libyan environment. That is a push factor. Then we have a pull factor. For pull factor, here I wrote attraction of foreign markets. So these are benefits that attract firms to trade internationally. You are not being pushed out, but you are being pulled with interest from the international market. That is the pull factor. So the first pull factor is what? Increased sales and profitability. Access to larger global markets. There could be a pull factor if you figure out that selling out there allows you to gain more in terms of profit, in terms of revenue. You don't want to stay in Libya if there's tendency to make more revenue, there's tendency to make more profit outside of Libya. That is a pull factor. It's not a push. The Libyan market is not pushing you out. But attractiveness, interest outside there, the potential to make profit, the potential to increase revenue is out there. So it's pulling you. That is the pull factor. Do you get it or not? Higher demand, higher revenue, I talked about that. Potential for greater profit. If there's tendency to make more profit, why are you relaxing here? That's a pull factor. 2, risk spreading. Diversify. Spread your risk. That's a pull factor. You don't just want to put all your eggs in one basket. You are diversifying. That's another factor that could prompt trade. Do you understand the point there? Do you understand or not, please? Yeah. The third one, okay. If one market declines, other may still perform well. When you spread your risk, it simply means what? If market A is not selling well, market B would sell. If market B is not selling well, market C would sell. You are diversifying. So instead of pulling all your risk in one place, you spread your risk. That is diversification. Diversification is a pull factor. Do you get it or not? Any question about that? No. The third one, economies of scale. When you sell domestically, you are restricted to the consumers domestically. But when you think about selling outside of your market, when you think about selling outside of Libya, it simply means you are expanding your customer base. And for you to expand your customer base, what do you have to do? You have to increase your output. Increasing your output allows you to exploit economies of scale. Purchasing economies of scale, risk-bearing economies of scale, managerial economies of scale, technological economies of scale, marketing economies of scale. Because you are spreading your risk. So risk, because you are able to exploit economies of scale, that could be a pull factor to prompt trade. Does it make sense or not?
Sure.
Great. Do you have any other one here? C. The third reason why we could have trade prompting is cost competitiveness, offshoring and outsourcing. Offshoring, moving production to another country, usually with lower cost. So another reason why you might think about selling outside or why you want to trade is because moving your production outside of your country allows you to reduce your cost of production. Outsourcing, contracting another firm to produce goods and services for you. Oh, maybe a firm outside of Libya would employ better teachers for your school in Libya. You exploit. This is a pull factor. Do you get that or not? So what are the benefits? Number one, lower labor cost, cheaper raw materials, reduced production cost. When you trade internationally, you wouldn't want to go to a country. That's why yesterday, let's say I told you about multinationals thinking about setting their factories, their offices in Asia, in Africa. Why do they do so? They know the population of Asia, the population of Africa is the largest. And because these are where the largest populations are, it allows them, because they have the tendency of supplying more labor than other continents. And if the supply of labor continues to rise, it simply means wage rate is expected to fall. So labor cost is cheaper in Asia, in Africa. And that's why multinationals would want to set up in Asia and Africa. Do you get the first point there? Two, cheaper raw materials. Africa is endowed with natural resources. Yes or no? Because Africa is endowed with natural resources. It is ideal, it is profitable for multinationals. Instead of them importing these raw materials, they come set up in Africa to exploit the raw materials. Reduce production cost. It reduces cost of transportational costs. It reduces labor cost. It is cheaper, it is more efficient to be here than to be there producing there. Clear? Yeah. Any question about it? Now, what are the risks? Number one, loss of control over quality. It is difficult for firms. Because when you outsource your resources, when you tell other people to do things for you, you don't have control over how they get it done. So that means you don't have control over the quality. Yeah. Communication barriers. Language barrier. That is a problem.
Yeah.
Different time zone. Another problem, right?
Yeah.
Ethical concerns. How we do in Libya is how the Libyan population is. They have their culture. That is not how the Nigerian culture is. So we have different backgrounds. So there's dynamism. And that could affect international trade. You get it? Any question about cost of offshoring and outsourcing? No. The next one is extending the product life cycle. Your product might not be able to, please, let me see if I have anything here. Okay. Your product might not have, your products might not be selling more in the domestic market. One way to extend the life cycle of your product is to find a new market. You continue to produce the existing products, but you need to find a new market to make existing products to continue to sell. In Tripoli, they already have black pens. You can't continue to be here, or else you want to end the life of this product, because everybody has it here. So for you to extend the life of this product, you have to start thinking about selling it outside of Tripoli to expand or to extend the life cycle. Do you get that? Do you get it, please?
Yeah.
Great. The product goes through introduction, growth, maturity, decline, and that is why you have to extend the life. Firms can sell products in new international markets when sales decline in the home market. I explained it already. Product is still new or growing elsewhere. So if black pens are being sold more than where they are, so take them there. It allows you to make more revenue, because the purpose of producing pens is to sell. So if this market is not making sales, why do you want to remain in that market? Find a new market. Does it make sense or not, please?
Sure.
Great. Shall we move on? Now the results. Extend the product life cycle generates additional revenue. I said it already.
Yeah.
So a quick evaluation. International trade offers growth and cost advantages, but involves political, economic, and cultural factors, and also operational challenges. Success depends on market research and strategic planning. Look at my conclusion here. This is what we call evaluation. International trade is cool. It allows you to make more profit, more revenue, to extend your product life cycle, to spread your risk. But it comes with some risk. So the success depends on what? Your market research and your strategic planning. Any question about conditions that prompt trade? Any question about it? Good. So that's about conditions that prompt trade. I remain Dr. Adebayo. So that ends this video. Let's see.